Folks, we're back with another gift request from Dan Sigurdson, and this one ties in some way to yesterday's request. But Dan, first, shout out to you, my friend. Thank you for the gift. This one's Corb Lund's song, Hard on Equipment, Tool for the Job. I got no idea. I can't even divine any kind of meaning from that title. But yesterday's was Ray Wylie Hubbard's Bad on Fords. So maybe this is one of those... He's just hard on the equipment. Maybe it's a vehicle of some sort and he beats the crap out of it. I don't know. But we're sure enough going to find out. Let's see what Corb's got for us. Corb's the real deal in case you're new to country. And he's not a pop artist. Oh, it's a video. I like that bass line.
Rounding off bolts since the age of 14. Was that a 5/8 or a 9/16? You got a metric socket that don't quite fit. A little wiggle, just a little, but it ain't quite stripped. Safety guard's gone from his grinding machine. He got a stiff paintbrush, he only sorta got clean. He's the hired man, my neighbor, and a cousin-in-law. He's a jerry-rigging fool, he got the tool for the job. Well, it's a vice grips or pliers, and pliers for a wrench for a hammer. Hammer's everything else, it just don't seem to make much difference. I sure do like him, but he's hard on equipment.
This is really well done. The lyrics in this, the hammer for everything else. I like it. It's this for this, this for that. Ain't quite right. Man, did I hate it when I'd strip a bolt, though. Or nut. Or a bolt.
His corners ain't square and his floor ain't level, and he's had a little trouble with the old tape measure. His doors don't close cause the jam ain't plumbing. He's a goddamn menace with the air nail gun. You love to see him coming at the lumberyard store. Fix the leak in his roof with a 2x4. Drills holes in the boards with the wrong kind of bit. And when they don't line up, he blames the government. Well, it's a vice grips or pliers, and pliers for a wrench for a hammer. Hammer's everything else, it just don't seem to make much difference. I sure do like him, but he's hard on equipment.
Where are we going now?
The whole front yard full of fix-em-up cars. Well, 3 don't run and the rest won't start. Well, everything's fine with his rebuilt motor, except of course for the couple spare washers left over. Bale of twine tie downs going down the road on 2-ball tires and an oversized load. He ain't never read the manual, cause that's like cheating. He don't mind the grease on his hands while he's eating. Well, it's vice grips or pliers, and pliers for a wrench for a hammer. Hammer's everything else, it just don't seem to make no difference. I sure do like him, but he's hard on equipment. No, it just don't seem to make much difference. I sure like you, son, but you're hard on equipment.
He's an old man that calls son.
Busted up knuckles, some got bruised. Oh, Jesus Christ! I was a carpenter too.
That's vintage Corb Lund, but that's also vintage Dan Sigurdson. That was a lot smarter of a song. I mean, you had to do a little research on that possibly, or I don't know who the songwriter was, the lyricist anyway of this thing. But Corb sang it just so. I mean, he sang it just right. But the lyrics in this thing, there's so much that could have been included, but, or left on the cutting room floor. But just how this thing moved along, about this guy was a disaster every which way. They moved it to the front yard, to where he had all these automobiles, and he had some few washers left over or something. And they love to see him coming down at the down at the tool store, because like he'd fix leaks in the roof with a 2x4 or something. Like he's gonna keep coming back because he never gets the job right. But man, I can relate at times to some of the. I mean, the guy who lives like this exclusively is a disaster. He's gonna make disasters. Like when he pushed over the. So I looked like it was supposed to. Well, yeah, would have been somewhat of a supporting wall. That looked like that was non-load bearing, of course, but it wasn't even attached. But I know some jobs, man, where you're just like, God, it's so close to getting it right, and you have to do something and hope it sticks, or there you strip something, or you break a bolt, or what, and you're, oh God. But even sometimes when you're changing a tire on those lugs, and sometimes they're tough, and you don't know if you should push like really hard because you know you could break it. And if you break a lug, man, that's going to cost some money and time. So anyway, that's working with tools. Or sometimes your handle slip off and you'll just bang it into something, or you'll get like metal splinters and stuff. That's just part of the job, especially when you're doing plumbing on an old house. But all right, I'm going to rate this one. I really like the feel of this. I like the lyrics. It's a type of song where you could listen to it over and over again, not just right in a row, but 5 years from now, this song would still be a fun song to hear. And believe it or not, I mean, the number that popped into my head was a 9.2, because especially I'm listening to the lyrics and how they're stepped up and where the first idea came from. And there were so many different phrases in here, schools of thought that just captured a sliver of what it's like to work with tools, and then jump to the front yard, and then, going to the lumber store or whatever. And they just captured so many elements that I could relate to. But Corb just sang it well, and it was this up-tempo, fun song. So, Dano, thank you for that, my friend. That's another Dan Sigurdson special. Have a great day. I'll see you on another video. Keep rocking the country.